Now, watch first. I'm going to turn myself to the side so that you can see what I'm doing. I step the right foot forward and the left leg backward. So now my legs are split, one in front and one in back. If I'm doing it so you can see in this direction, one leg is forward. It's the way that we walk. So our feet were together in Tadasana. I bend my knees. I take one leg forward and one leg backward. But still the direction of the body is facing forward. Okay, so go ahead and do that now. I'm going to get my second mat just so I can show you both directions. So step your right leg forward. Step your right leg forward. Step your left leg backward. And bring your hands to your hips. Now, keeping your hands at your hips, spread your fingers. Press the feet down and lift the knees up. Inhale a breath and aim to lift the abdomen up a little bit more. And as you exhale, bend at the top of your legs, coming forward. Don't bend your legs, don't bend your knees, bend forward. So watch. I'm bending forward, keeping the legs straight. I'm very purposefully not saying the names of poses. I want you to just feel some movements today. Bend forward, keeping your legs straight. Good. And now inhale to lift yourself upwards. Bend the front leg, so the right leg, step forward. Okay, so start again from this position that you know, which is toes forward, knees forward, hips forward, chest forward. When you bend the legs, you're going to step now, the left leg forward and the right leg backward. You do this in whatever way in the space that you're in that allows you to see if you need to see, or just listen and alternate your direction. Now, with your hands here at the hip, inhale and pull up the belly, right where the hands are in line with the hips. You have your lower belly there. Lift up. And then exhale, bend at the top of the leg and look forward. Eyes forward, chest forward. Inhale to push down through your feet and come up. Bend the front knee a little bit, step forward, and your legs are joined again. Okay? Repeat that one more time. Bend your legs. And now see, can you keep your right leg forward and just take a big step back with your left leg? You'll notice today that we've done a lot of positions where the legs are straight, where we're learning to pull up the toes, pull up the knees, grip the thighs. That gives us a lot of stability and connection to the earth. Inhale a breath, lifting up from the lower belly, and then exhale, bend at the top of your legs. Bend at the top of your legs. Now, if you want to reach your hands down, if the floor feels close, stretch your fingers down without bending at the knees, touch the floor. Then bring your hands back to the hips and come all the way back up. Bend the front leg, step forward, toes forward, knees forward, chest forward. Change the sides. Bend the leg, step way back, your right leg. Lift your kneecaps, so grip your knees, grip your thighs, and then bend at the top of your legs. Bend so that your legs are stretching, your chest is going forward, reach forward, and now reach downward with your long arms. See if your fingertips can touch the floor. Then bring your hands to your hips. Inhale to lift back up. Bend the knee, step forward. And now let yourself separate the feet So you're not gripping your knees now. You're not lifting your knees. You're just widening the feet. And I'm using my sticky mat here because I have both of them, but that's how wide they can be. Not as quite as wide as our uh, pose where we were going wide apart, but also they're not together. So we're kind of finding that distance in between, little more than hip width. Let your arms relax by your sides and just feel your breath for a few moments here. You're going to use this same shape, this distance between the feet. So look down, see how wide they are, just about that much. And you're going to sit on the floor and you're going to do the same thing seated. So you're going to take your right leg to the right, your left leg to the left. So now do this in such a way that you can face forward. Your feet are stretched forward. Lift your knees up a little bit so you can get your hands behind the back of your thighs. So there's no props now that we're using, nothing underneath the buttocks. Just want you to feel your own structure, your own body. So my palm is open and it's underneath the back of the thigh. And both knees are bent and both hands are underneath. So now see if you can just widen your right inner thigh more to the right, and then your left inner thigh more to the left. And then push the heels forward as if you were trying to flatten your thighs on your own palms. Okay, so the hands need to stay there. So let's do it one more time. So we didn't bring the hands up. We want to feel that part of the back of the leg. So get your hands underneath. Let your fingers, your fingertips help you widen the skin to the right, to the left. Keep the hands there and push your heels forward and pull your toes back toward your knees so your knees stay gripped. You should feel some weight coming onto your hands. That would be a good thing if your thighs are pressing down into your hands. And then try to slip the hands away without the legs noticing. So the legs just still go down. Okay, stretch your arms up. Reach your arms up, get a little taller. And now go forward a little bit, touch your toes. And then come back up. And then pull yourself forward, touch your toes for a moment. That's it. And come back up. And last one, pull yourself forward, touch your toes. And now keep the hold of your toes or anywhere you can hold. So it could be on your calves, could be on your shins, but hold somewhere and lift your eyes and lift your chest. That's it. So you keep the grip of your knees, you push those legs down, and you lift your eyes and you lift your chest up. Good. And then release the hands and release the legs. Now, when you release the legs, what happens to the legs? What naturally happens to the legs is the legs just release and they roll out. So this position of what we call external rotation, the legs rolling outward, is a relaxed position for the legs. When we roll those legs inward, we're asking the legs to fire up, to squeeze the knees, to squeeze the thighs. So roll them back in again. With your toes pointing upward, pull the toes back toward you. So that's in this direction. So this would be my toes going forward. I want to pull the toes back toward the knees. So widen those thighs, get that going, and you're going to raise your arms up. So stretch up. And then you go forward and you touch. And then you come back up. So it's that quick. So just touch some part of your leg, go back forward. So you're going slightly forward and you're touching, and then you're coming back up. And one more time, go forward, come back up. Now this time you're going to stay. You're going to go forward, lift up, stay there for a moment. Hands on your toes or your shins. That's it. And then release the hands from the leg and then release the leg. Now, this release of the leg is going to take you right into your resting position. So when the leg is released like this, we call this like release of the leg. It helps us understand Shavasana, or the relaxation of the lower limb. In the same way, this position of the arms with the hands wide shows us the relaxation, the turning from the inside out of the upper body. So when we do this, and you might be able to see this because I'm going to put my head toward all of you, that the arms and legs are open apart, and the inner expression of the body, the center of the body, releases and rolls outward. So let's all do that now. So you can start on your mat with your feet hip width apart, your hands behind you, and you just very gently kind of roll onto your back. And then you can turn your palms forward or upward now, so the back of your wrist, your fingernails are down. And then extend your legs one by one and let your legs relax so they just roll from the inside to the outside. And let your entire back start to settle down into the earth, the floor, the carpet, the mat, whatever's beneath you is an earth element, is held up by the earth. Let your back muscles spread, soften. Let yourself go a little wider if you need to with your legs or your arms, if there's any catch or grip around your buttock or back. If you are wearing glasses, now would be the time to take them off so that there's nothing on your facial muscles that is restrictive. Let your entire body now surrender to Mother Earth, the support that's beneath you. The more we're able to release and widen from the center of the body, the more relaxation we'll find. Lengthening the body as we did in all the standing brings space to the organs and space to the insides. And now when you rest, you let the limbs widen and release outward, so that for these few minutes you can dwell in that space that you've made inside. Let your breath become a little slower. You notice a part of your body that is holding or tensing. Give yourself permission to let loose any of those patterns, any of those places. Permission can look like you can let go now. You don't have to do anything.